Tonight, a Target 12 investigators exclusive illegal salvage yards. You may have seen them, piles of junk, old rotting cars. There's a good reason these auto salvage yards need to be licensed by the state. Illegal shops can pose a threat to the environment and the neighborhoods they're in. But we've uncovered more and more unlicensed and unregulated salvage yards are operating in Rhode Island.
One local business owner has been fighting for years to get the state to shut down these potentially dangerous operations. He says these fly-by-night yards are hurting legitimate businesses that play by the rules. Target 12 investigator Tim White is here with his exclusive findings.
In the last 6 years, the price of scrap metal has gone through the roof, making the junk car business a real moneymaker. As a result, there's been a spike in the number of unlicensed auto salvage yards, and some legitimate operators say the state has done little to crack down. You see their signs on telephone poles everywhere. Cash for your junk car. Records with the Department of Business Regulation, or DBR, shows there are 68 licensed salvage yards in the state. Do you think there are more than that aren't registered?
Oh, absolutely.
How many are we talking?
Probably twice what is licensed.
Mike Kavanaugh of J&D Auto Salvage in West Warwick has been in the business for 30 years. He says he pays $750 for a state license, nearly $1,000 a month in insurance, and pays taxes. Kavanaugh says his yard gets inspected by state environmental officials.
Honestly, I'd be better off without it. There's no enforcement, so if they're not bothering the unlicensed person, why should I think that they're going to come here and bother me?
Kavanaugh says he's been complaining to the state for years about unlicensed salvage yards and provided Target 12 with a stack of emails and documentation to prove it. This 2009 DBR letter to state lawmakers admits we at DBR are seeing a proliferation of non-licensed salvage yards. But a 2010 email to Kavanaugh from a DBR official states, due to significant reductions in department personnel, we have limited resources to handle all investigations. This is unfortunate, but a reality we must deal with.
You have one inspector.
Correct.
To cover 67 salvage yards.
Yes.
And who knows how many unlicensed yards.
Correct.
Maria D'Alessandro is a deputy director at DBR. She says in a perfect world, they would have more inspectors.
Budget constraints, not only Rhode Island, but as you know, across the country, it's just not feasible at this time. But we act on every complaint.
That one inspector has a long list of responsibilities, including inspecting auto body shops, liquor stores, upholsterers, auto glass shops, mobile home parks, and other areas.
That sounds like an unbelievable caseload to handle.
It is, but we get through it, and we go out and inspect, and if there's a violation, we take an action.
Records show DBR has cracked the whip on unlicensed yards 3 times between 2010 and 2012, and D'Alessandro says last month, in response to complaints, they ordered 3 cease and desist orders on unlicensed yards.
What we need to do and what we welcome is we rely on tips.
Kavanaugh says the recent action by the state is only because DBR is facing scrutiny now.
It's not fair to the small business. We pay our taxes, pay the insurance, we have rules. The other side of the fence doesn't. That's not right.
In 2010, legislation designed to crack down on unlicensed salvage yards stalled out. D'Alessandro tells me she hopes that bill will be reconsidered this year. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, Eyewitness News.
This Target 12 investigation isn't over.
Tomorrow on Eyewitness News this morning, we reveal why the state could be lacking the tools it needs to crack down on these unlicensed salvage yards.